Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sheffield United Way. My name's Nick, and you'll probably have noticed that things look a little bit different around here. Yes, because of my upcoming child in the future. That sounded a bit of a weird thing to say. I've moved rooms, and this is going to be my room from now on. I'll try and make it more Sheffield United in the future. But for today, this is what we've got, a very, very bare room. We're talking about Sheffield United versus Middlesbrough at Bramall Lane, which is a 7:45 kickoff. And for those of you that can't make it, it is also on Sky Sports Football Red Button. Also, we're going to quickly talk about members for a second because you're all smashing it. We've got so many members at the moment. It's so great to see. And nobody's dropping off. We just want more and more people just to support the channel. That will be absolutely fantastic. As you can see on screen right now, those are all the people that currently are supporting the lads. When I say the lads, me, Hal and Bobby, and everybody else that's a part of this amazing channel. It's a bit big-headed, that. But instead of me explaining, as I do every single week, how to join the channel, all you need to do is click the description in the YouTube description, that is. And there is a big old link there for you to click through and support the boys. Anyway, Sheffield United Way clips, as always, I've got to give it a little bit of a plug. If you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're doing because it is Sheffield United content that you've either seen on this channel or maybe something different, maybe something TikTok related. Who knows? Go over there, make sure you subscribe because we've got lots and lots of watch-along reactions that Mr. Hal Stuart and Adam has been doing recently. All the highs and lows of the current games and also podcast clips too. Hal Stuart, welcome to the stream, my good man.
In good dad, soon to be. Yeah, very exciting news. I noticed as soon as you mentioned it, your new backdrop, we instantly got an angry face pop up on the top of the screen.
I saw that too. I saw that. Brilliant. So how have you been doing, pal?
Yeah, pretty good. I got to say, I'm so nervous about this. I've honestly, Nick, I've never been through something like this because Bassett was a little bit kind of like before, when he was really good, it was kind of a little bit before I was watching football. When Warnock came back, I've got certain feelings about Warnock that there were times I never really felt like he was one of us, and, called us Sheffield recently. And he always used to get really angry and sound like a Cockney. And I just thought that's a bit strange. So I didn't have the same feeling when a Warnock side came back.
No.
But a Chris Wilder side coming to Bramall Lane. And when he left, you and I didn't want him to leave. Whereas when Bassett left, a lot of people were already thinking it was time to go. Warnock, when he left, it was at the end of the season. And it's always a little bit easier when it's at the end of the season, especially as we'd had that terrible pain against Wigan. So it was different circumstances. How are you feeling about him returning?
Do you know what? I'm looking forward to giving him a good old cheer before the game. He never got that. As you said, he left in the middle of the season, but we never got that chance to say goodbye. I don't want to harp on about it too much because I think there's a lot of... Since he's left, more and more fans are blaming him for things that they shouldn't be, and he's done such a fantastic job. Everybody has recency bias. So I just want to give him a big old clap and then get on with the game, and then he's our enemy after that. For 90 minutes, and then after that, we can love him again or whatever we want to do because he has done such a fantastic job for us, but not just for us, Hal. Middlesbrough as well. So that proves how great a manager he really is.
Well said.
Thank you very much. Anyway, shall I talk about the last game? So, last game, you won't have heard me say anything about this game because I was out on a night out after. I will be honest. Hal did an absolutely fantastic job with the match reaction, and I will be bringing something about that up in a few minutes anyway. So I'll quickly talk about it. Like I always do, I'll give you 3 positives from the game, and I'll give you my overall sort of feeling about it. The goal, pure and utter class from Morgan Gibbs-White to pretend to cross that ball in, come inside, and then run round the ball and just find Billy Sharp with the most perfect cross you've ever seen in your life. Hal did say about Billy Sharp looking kind of towards Osborne at the back stick as he was trying to head it across the goal, but we're not sure about that, so we're going to give Billy Sharp the benefit of the doubt. At the time, at the game, I felt like it was just a perfect header. And the more and more I watched it, the more and more I agreed with Hal. But it was a fantastic header, just in off the post. Fantastic header, fantastic cross. What you love to see. Also, Ben Osborne back from injury. Now, I messaged Hal. I don't know if he saw this before the match reaction, but I said, please, oh, please give Ben Osborne a very, very good bit of praise from me, because Ben Osborne was so good when he came on. He was just a breath of fresh air, and he kind of lost his way towards the end of kind of just before he got injured, and he was playing in all different positions, and then he was out of the team. And it's nice to see him back fighting for his shirt. But let's see how his injury is in the next game, whether he's going to be starting or being on the bench. And finally, it's nice to see Sariki and Jebo get minutes under their belt. And that's bound to help them in their career, really. Both of them played okay. I think they both did some bad things. They both did some good things. So, yeah, it's nice to see him get minutes. But overall, I don't think we deserve the 3 points, like a lot of people have already said. But those are the games that you need to win to gain promotion, in my opinion. It's one of those games where you don't necessarily have to play well, but if you've got that little bit of magic or that little bit of luck, you get that goal and then you keep that clean sheet, but it just wasn't to be. So, yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't do that match reaction, because I didn't see half of the things that you saw because of my inebriated state.
Yeah. Would have been quite interesting. I probably would have preferred to watch you do it like that. And maybe you should, in the future, you'll, of course, be doing the match reaction to this Boro game. And I'm going to take you through the last time. Now, the last time we played Boro was at the Riverside, your birthday. And Neil Warnock, the former Blades manager, was in their dugout. And this time, Chris Wilder, the former Blades manager, as we've already discussed, will be in their dugout. Slavisa Jokanovic was also in charge of United. So it's all changed. We lost 2-0 that day. But today, we're going to go back to the last occasion we met at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. It was the day before Valentine's Day, 2019. And love was in the air. Love was definitely in the air for Richard Steaming Stearman. I'd like to see him do a match reaction. And he scored the only goal of the game on 61 minutes. It would have been perfect if it was 69. Stearman headed in Oliver Norwood's curling free kick to give the Blades the lead a minute after top scorer Billy Sharp had a goal disallowed for offside. Billy Sharp, top scorer, where have we heard that before? Boro's night got worse 4 minutes later when centre-back Daniel Ayala was sent off for 2 yellow cards in the space of just 7 minutes. Our overall record against the Boro: we have won 44, we have lost 42, we've drawn 22. So incredibly even, and indeed, Ender Stevens.
Fantastic. I've got a little bit of something to tell you in regards to that last game that we played against Middlesbrough. I heard on the grapevine that Chris Wilder was ready to take over after losing to us. We didn't lose to we didn't beat Middlesbrough, so he was ready to take over, and that bought Neil Warnock a few more games.
Interesting. Might be nonsense.
Yeah, it might be.
I've not heard that.
Well, I have.
All right. To be fair, I mean, we'll never reveal all of our sources, but I will just say we're in quite a unique position on this channel to have access and insight on both camps, like the current Sheffield United one and the Boro one. And all I'll say is we now, I believe, have the full story. And I think both sides would admit there was probably a little bit of blame on each side, and they would have done things differently if they had the chances again.
Yeah, absolutely bang on, mate. Absolutely bang on. So let's get into this game and let's talk about team news.
Yeah,
so, mate, what? Right. So the usual suspects all out. I'm not going to go through them as I always do. You know, the Jack O'Connell. I'm not going to go through them. I've just said I'm not going to go through them, so I'm not going to go through them. So Bash still unavailable for a few more weeks, we believe. Baldock could make this game, but it seems very touch and go from what Hecky was saying in his press conference. He's trained today, but we're not 100% sure whether he's going to be playing in this game. That's what Hecky said anyway. That's all I'm going to kind of relay back to you. Ozzy's back. but Hecky made it clear that kind of the medical and coaching teams don't want to rush him back. And really, we've got so many players out for the season. We don't want another one. So I completely understand where they're coming from that point of view. Charlie Good, we think will be serving his final match suspension, which to me is music to my ears because we've really struggled on that right-hand side because Charlie Good could quite comfortably play centre-back, right centre-back, right wing-back, up front. You know, he's a big lad. So I want to see Charlie Good back as soon as possible. And as soon as as soon as he kind of, as he said, I think he said threw the lads under the bus with the red card, he tweeted out straight away saying, I'm really sorry. And that's what you want to see. You want to see a guy hold his hands up. He's going to be back in for the next game in the reckoning. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I think it was you, Hal. Was it you that mentioned about Reece Norrington-Davies picking up an injury in your match reaction?
Yeah, I did notice that. And also as well, talk about all these injuries, Nick. When we were due to play Boro, not only were we in great form, but we didn't have as many injuries. Just saying.
Well, we'd have played Boro by now, wouldn't we?
We'd have had it out of the way, and I wanted it out of the way because I've been nervous about this.
Yeah. At least it's not like the last game of the season or a couple of games towards the end of the season. Could you imagine that if Wilder stopped us from getting into the playoffs?
Stop talking. Don't even suggest such an awful thing.
Stop saying words. Anyway, I'll bring the team up on screen. Here we go. So this is my team. This is not necessarily going to be the team. This is what I would play if I could. So we've gone for Wes in the goal, a back three of Ben Davies on the right. As I said, Charlie Good will probably come back in there as long as Bash isn't fit. Egan, central centre-back, and then Jack Robinson, left centre-back. I think it's going to be that again. I can't see why it wouldn't be. If Baldock is fit, Baldock plays at right wing-back for me. Left wing-back, Reece Norrington-Davies, as Hal said, may be struggling with a knock. So whether they want to kind of chuck Osborne back in there, it's up to the...
chuck him in. Play him anywhere. He's got to play for me.
To be fair, you could probably pick him up and chuck him anywhere, couldn't you? Is that time?
Well, you could play him instead of Fleck if Reece Norrington-Davies is all right, because Fleck didn't have his best game.
He didn't, but Fleck is fully fit and Ozzy isn't. So I reckon Reece Norrington-Davies plays there if he is fully fit. But I would rather see Osborne at left wing back. We'll put it that way. I'm expecting to see Fleck playing left centre mid, Berger right centre mid, and Norwood as that kind of deep playing playmaker. And then Gibbs White just behind Billy Sharp. I can't see any reason why Gibbs White and Billy Sharp won't be that kind of front two, if you like, unless he's going to throw Illiman and Dye into the mix.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Do you know what I'd love to see? Sharp, and then two behind, Illiman and Dye, Morgan Gibbs White, Sander Berge, and Norwood. What about that?
I don't know. It sounds absolutely phenomenal.
Sander dropped back there against Forest, and we started playing well from the moment he did. I'm just saying, it'd be nice to see it. That is attack, 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 attack. And I want to absolutely destroy Boro 4-5-0.
Oh, wow. To be fair, we want to destroy everyone, don't we?
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Doesn't matter who's the manager of the other side.
Quite right.
Yeah, exactly. So do you want to let us in on the Boro's team views, Hal?
I was looking back at what Chris Wilder said last time before the game was postponed. Here's the quote. People have been cutting corners. We're not. This is genuine. I'm not that type of manager. This isn't that type of club. This is 100% a COVID outbreak. Will some clubs have bent the rules to dodge a fixture? In my opinion, 100%. At the time, I thought that's a very interesting thing to say because it throws a few other clubs, possibly unnecessarily, under the bus. But I will make it very clear that I do 100% believe that Boro's COVID outbreak was legit, and we'll leave it at that.
I want to say yes, absolutely. I agree with that. I think, but I also agree with what Chris Wilder said. I'm just very, very surprised he said it.
Exactly my point. Yeah, you put it better than me. Yeah,
everybody will have known. Yeah, everyone will know that that's what happens. Even football fans, football players, managers. But you just don't say it, do you?
Well, it's weird. We as fans have been like, these clubs have taken advantage of the EFL's lax rules, and yeah, they probably did, but no way of really proving it. And if Wilder was told to prove that statement from maybe, let's say, a QPR, for example, I think he might struggle to actually do that if challenged on it. So it's a brave thing to say. Is all. But he's never one to hold back, and that's why we loved him. One of many reasons. Let's look at the team then for Boro. Riley McCree's injury is not straightforward. He looks set to miss this one. Boro's away record was something I was having a little look at, and it gave me a little bit of hope. It's not the strongest. They have 17 points from their 16 away games. They lost to Barnsley. Before that, they were beaten by Bristol City. They drew with QPR. That's not a bad result. And they lost to Blackburn prior to that. They're going to play a 3-5-2. And there are some players I want to highlight as we go through it. So Lumley will play in goal. Then your back three will be Dykesteel, Fry, and Paddy McNair, who can have an error in him. Isaiah Jones is the man that is playing at right wing back and is the reason that Jed Spence is on loan at Nottingham Forest. You might recall if you watched our Forest watch along with me, I said after 10 minutes, this Jed Spence looks like a player. It was the first time I'd ever seen him. But as Nick knows, I only need 10 minutes to make an assessment on a player, and it sticks like that forever. So Jones plays that right wing-back position. He gets a lot of assists. If he's going up against an injured Reece Norrington-Davis, I think he'll get a lot of joy. And personally, I'd rather see Ben Osborne up against Jones because he's a really, really attack-minded right wing-back. Crooks, a danger, can get a goal. Howson, who I like. Tavernier, another player from midfield who can score. And Taylor up front. They're very clever. Duncan Watmore, you can Google that. And Spora, who sounds like you want to watch out for him in the air. That's a kind of a Spores joke, Nick. I don't know if it worked.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Thanks, mate. Top banter. Rich.
Yeah, very great. Where's Fabrizio Ravanelli in there?
Yeah, he is at the moment retired. I know these things, they sneak up on you, don't they? Yeah, same with Emerson.
Juninho?
Juninho's also no longer.
I knew you were going to say that. Juninho and Emerson.
No longer playing. I don't want the last sentence to be Juninho is no longer. Playing was where I was going with that. You just interrupted me.
I don't think that anyone would have thought that anyway.
Actually, I haven't checked in the last 5 minutes, but let's just hope he's all right.
Yeah, I hadn't checked in the last ever, really.
I'm going to Google it while you're talking.
Yeah. Well, I'll hit you with my score prediction to start off with. This is going to be a very, very tight one for me. I can't see, as Hal said, a 4-5-0 thumping, either a Sheffield United win or a Boro win. This is going to be very, very close. And I'm very, very nervous going into this game. Not just because it's Chris Wilder, but this is a tight game. Boro are on form at the moment. They're playing just as many games as we are, if not more at the moment because of their cup form. And they don't seem to be picking up anywhere near as many injuries as us, which is quite not frustrating. We don't want to see them get injuries, but we don't want to see us get injuries. And it's quite frustrating that we are picking these injuries up, I think.
And they had a lot when we were due to play them the first time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go very, very safe, and I'm going to go 1-0 Blades win.
All right, well, I've just looked up. Juninho's actually just had his birthday. This will make you feel old. He's 49 years old.
I thought you were going to say more than that. So,
okay. Well, it won't make you feel old. That's fine.
I feel young and sprightly.
Well, you are, and you're soon to be in good dad, which is very exciting. Right, my score prediction. I know you're not going to like this, but I am going to say. Can I say it? What I'm actually thinking?
No, because I don't.
All right. If you're not saying what you're actually thinking, let's go 2-0 Blades.
Hey, there we go. And if you're right, I'm going to ask you for what you were thinking.
I'll tell you off air.
In the next preview. Let's get it on air.
Okay, fine. The referee for this one is the same referee who it was going to be for the previous fixture against them, which was, as we know, rearranged. Tim Robinson from West Sussex. He's taken charge of 28 games this season in all competitions, issuing, to put this into context, this is a lot, 119 yellow cards. 6 reds, also quite high, and he's given 4 penalties, which is about on average. He refereed our home game against Birmingham, which was a defeat, the first game of the season. And I don't remember it being a particularly niggly game, but maybe I've misremembered. And he booked 7 players. So he likes a card. I think this could be a referee who will try and dictate how this game is going to be played very early on. I personally think he is actually quite a good referee. And that might be famous last words.
Are we thinking early bookings and possible penalties and red cards?
No, we're thinking early bookings to set the tempo. I think he'll say, right, you cut that out. I recognise this isn't a derby, but it might be played like a derby, so cut that out. That's what I think he'll do. Stamp his authority, early biscuits.
Yeah, fair play, fair play. Someone was talking to me about this earlier, and the thing is, obviously Chris Wilder's going to want to beat us. He's going to want to kind of give his team like kind of push on his kind of thoughts and what he wants to get out of this game to his players. But also, a lot of our players played under Chris Wilder, so a lot of people saying, "Oh, Chris knows how we play," but we also kind of know how Chris plays. So I think it's going to be a weird sort of game. I think
it's a really good point, Nick, because actually, if you go deep into the stats and into the numbers and the XG, which I've kind of laid off because people have a go at me and say it's boring and no one cares. But if you do look at that, these two sides are bang level. Like the same kind of amount of corners and amount we attack, amount we concede from corners, amount we attack, the pressing as well. So it's very, very similar. I think this is going to be two very evenly matched sides.
I think you put that a lot better than I did. Anyway, let's after what we've just spoken about, Chris Wilder, let's go into play connections, or should we say manager connections? Because Chris Wilder never played for Boro, so this is definitely a manager connection. He obviously played for us, played 93 games for the Blades, scoring 1 goal, Hal, and it was against. Let's move on.
I don't know.
Brilliant.
Do you not know?
No, of course I don't. I was just
you asked me that thinking I'd know.
No, I tried to. No, I didn't think you would know. I was just trying to throw you under the bus.
That's man, Adam. When we need you, pop it in the comments if you know.
I just wanted to see your face then. That's all I wanted. He did come back and play another 12 games, but didn't score any more goals. He obviously then managed us in 2016 when we were on our knees, finishing the lowest we've finished in decades. And he did all right, finishing top of League One, 100 points. Jobs are good in. Obviously, then the season after, we finished a very respectable mid-table and then went up the following season to the Premier League. Then finishing 9th in the Premier League, and we'll not talk about the rest because the rest isn't as fun to talk about. He's obviously took charge of Middlesbrough. That's who we're playing in this game, and he's done very, very well. Middlesbrough were floundering a little bit under Neil Warnock, and he's come in. He's revitalised the team. Like I said earlier, they've gone on a fantastic cup run, and he's done a very, very good job, Hal.
Brian Dean is my choice, and I was going to say the best striker we've ever signed who also previously played for Doncaster, but then Billy Sharp would also have a claim there, wouldn't he? And just like Billy, he's played for the Blades 3 times. 1988 to 1993, 196 league appearances, 82 goals, rejoined in 97-98, 24 league appearances, 11 goals, then sold with Jan Åge Fjørtoft. That was just terrible. He went to Benfica, also played for Middlesbrough after that, 98 to 2001, 87 league appearances, 18 goals, and he would rejoin the Blades in 2005-06. Only making 2 appearances, didn't bag any that time, but it did mean that he was able to finish his career as a Blade, which, of course, is what Dino wanted.
Absolutely. We won't talk too much about those 2 games that he played in because I remember them. I remember them.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Hal. That was very enjoyable. Both really looking forward to the match, aren't we? Even though we are a little bit nervous.
Very nervous. Already like that.
Yeah, I've put a TikTok out there as well, believe it or not. I'm not as old as you might think, about Chris Wilder and Hecky. So if you want to go over and check that out, he's doing very, very well. So, thank you very much, Hal, for joining me today. Who knows? Let's see what happens.
Bring it on.
Excited, scared, as Hal says, bring it on.